Alrighty, it's a new week of me day trading, and this week I took a bunch of L's. And you know, usually when I take L's, I have a tendency to try and make it back, but instead I end up crashing out and just blowing hella money on those days. So the goal for this week is to get better at dealing with those red days and try to keep them small. I do have a personal daily loss limit of like 600 bucks set on my account to help with that, but the real challenge is trying to stick to that rule for me because last time I turned it off and blew my eval. So hopefully I don't do that this week, right? Alrighty, to start off the week, I low-key forgot to turn my alarms back on, but my body just wakes up at 6 a.m. by itself now, so I don't know how I feel about that, but I am here at the charts today because of that. And for today, it was looking like a potential range day where I was leaning a bit more bullish as long as price held above these 900s, which off-market open price did get a decent bounce off of, so I did end up trying to long here as price retested the moving average with this wick. We were also holding above the 1-minute moving average, so it was looking pretty decent. I was also only aiming for these pre-market highs and did have a tighter stop loss as price could just reject off these opening highs again, and yeah, price did just get slapped down before this candle closed to stop me out for a smaller loss. After that, price did drop and bounce off the 900s again, so with us being in this range, I did want to wait for a break and retest of the highs or lows first before trying another trade, which we did get a break lower, but price kind of just stalled before getting bought back up again. After seeing that, I decided just to not take any more trades today because nothing really looked good to me. So yeah, not a great way to start the week off with a loss of like 150 bucks today, but at least it wasn't that big of a red day. So for today, I kind of got rolled because I was just stupid. Initially on the day, I was still looking bullish with price getting back above these 900s, but it did seem like today would just be another range day. So after seeing price somewhat hold at the 900s here, I did kind of force along based off the 1-minute chart with price holding above the 1-minute moving average. We are still below the 5-minute moving average though, but if we are ranging, we could just easily rip past that. Yeah, we didn't, so I ended up getting hit with a fat L here. Thinking back on this trade, I really shouldn't have taken it at all because in reality, it didn't fit my entry criteria on the 5-minute chart, and there wasn't even enough structure to determine if today was gonna be a range day or not yet. So I'm gonna be real, and low-key I took this trade more or less because of some FOMO I had, where basically my thought process was if today was ranging and price was gonna pop to the highs, I probably wouldn't get another entry for a while or at all today. So yeah, those ideas did kind of push me to just take this first trade, which basically means I just got impatient, so I forced along and then got clapped. If I had to redo this trade, I instead should have just waited a bit longer and then gone in short instead after seeing this decent rejection off the 5-minute moving average. But there are no takebacksies here, so I just got to accept this L. After waiting for another setup though, I did see price make this fat pop up out of nowhere, so I did place a limit order looking to catch a pullback off the 5-minute moving average, which we got, but damn, I almost got ran through on this one with price just making this fat wick down that almost immediately got me out of this long. I did see that some tariff related news was released from Trump around this time, which could explain the increased volatility, so I did just bail out not wanting to stick in this trade for any longer, which low-key was the right call as price did just drop back down. Seeing that, and with basically taking 2 L's already today, I did just stop trading here to take home another L this week of 450 bucks. Alright, so after a little weaker performance yesterday, today the main goal is to get back on track with improving my discipline, which means today I will wait for a setup patiently. But damn bro, what the fuck was this? Today I was originally more bullish, but was mainly looking for price to break out of this range we've been in, and we did get a break out off open, but like price just went straight up, so I wasn't able to catch anything. Then price did start to stall near all-time highs, so it was looking like some consolidation before a potential break higher to me, so I did want to wait for a setup on the 5-minute chart now, but nah, that shit got slapped down hard. So again, there were no setups as price just fell straight back down towards the opening price. After seeing this, I low-key just accepted that today I probably wasn't going to catch a good trade. I did see a potential short setting up, but price has just been crazy, so I decided just to not take any trades today. And yeah, that short would have just been insta bought up anyways if I did take it, so no trades for me today. But this MyFundedFutures overview is low-key bugged out half the time and thinks I took 2 trades today, so hopefully that'll fix itself, or maybe I did take 2 trades that I just don't remember. I don't know. Another day, hopefully there's a setup for me to take today, because after yesterday's movement, it looked like price still wanted to push these all-time highs, so I am still bullish looking for price to push higher, but off-market open price poked the highs and just plummeted yet again. With this fat move down, there was really no setup, so I just had to sit there and watch. Price did eventually get somewhat of a pullback, so I took a short. Low-key though, I was scared of this just being a reversal of price making these higher highs and higher lows here. Hopefully we do just drop though, but nope, price just stalled out here and failed to break lower a few times with these wicks. Seeing that, I did move my stop loss to break even because we were probably just gonna go right back up if we don't sell off now, which yeah, I just got tapped out here. And shortly after, price did just pop above the moving average, so it was the right call just to get out here. There was potential to look for longs now, but I just sat in that last trade for like 30 minutes with no real results, and we were getting closer to the afternoon session where I usually don't trade in, so I did just stop trading here for today for yet another boring day where I'm just sitting at break even. So to end off this week, I low-key crashed out. Like, the fact that I haven't been able to catch a decent trade this whole week after the market's just been ripping higher or lower kind of got to me, and that led to me breaking some rules today. Initially on the day, I was mixed, but was mainly looking to see how price would react at these 850s. If we held above it, then I'd be more bullish, but if we broke it, then I'd be bearish, looking for price to crash. But off open, I just threw that plan out the window and just YOLO'd into a long. My reasoning, I don't know, I just wanted to catch one of those exploding moves, I guess. We were above the moving average here though, so I kind of just hoped that price would stay above it. But yeah, no setup, just hope, which was a bad idea as price just got slammed down to stop me out. Then a bit later, we did get a fat bounce off the lows to come back up, so I did just jump back in a long, looking at the 1 minute chart for some confirmation at least. But yeah, on the 5 minute chart, it just looked like I was chasing hard, which I mean, I was. We did get a pop up though, but low-key price was struggling to go up further, so I probably should just taken the base hit here instead of shooting for the stars. But I got greedy and just wanted to hold on longer, which I mean, holding this trade longer is fine if I'd at least trailed price with my stop loss or accepted the risk by leaving it at my original spot, because having it here at break even right now is low-key stupid as price might dip lower first to tap the moving average before moving up. Looking at both options though, if I trailed, I could just get out now with some profits and look to re-enter if I do get that setup on the 5 minute chart. On the other hand, if I just held with my OG stop, that would have allowed me to just sit in this trade till I was wrong for sure at least. But the second option here kind of only makes sense if I had already entered off a trusted setup on the 5 minute chart, which I didn't do. So trailing was my only option here. And if we do look at the 1 minute chart, price was clearly showing signs of rejecting, with it dipping lower and failing to break back above the 1 minute moving average again, which yeah, shortly after price did just fall straight down to tap me out. However, price did just get a small bounce off the moving average here, so I did jump back in a long because I didn't want to see price go up without me. But low-key, I already knew I was cooked here, because just look at me hovering over the close button trying to get out of the trade early. Like, I already knew price was probably just gonna fall back down here and I should just wait for a stronger buying response before going long. But like, what if we do just pop up to my target now? That thought was just eating at me, because that would mean I just got tapped out right before the move. It also didn't help that I was already down today and this whole week too. So yeah, I just fought against something that was clearly looking bearish on the charts here because I'm just stupid. I did, however, finally come back to my senses to bail out for a loss right before getting stopped out. And I did also just quickly close the charts before I could do something else that I'd regret. So yeah, with that, I just walked away with another L of 420 bucks today, which I don't know. Looking back, I probably should have just not traded today because I was clearly already mentally drained from this week's poor performance before the market even opened. So yeah, that was a pretty grueling week for me as I couldn't really catch any of those fat moves and instead just forced trash trades that backfired on me instead. In total this week, I basically wiped my progress from last week with a loss of 1,000 bucks. There is still some improvement for me for not losing over 600 bucks on those red days, but had I just stayed more disciplined on Tuesday or Friday, this week probably would have looked a little bit more break even. But yeah, I just cracked and gave into my bad gambling habits more on those days, so we're stuck with this result. I am still up around 800 bucks on the eval though, so there is still hope for passing, but I am struggling with staying disciplined because I don't know, it low-key is more draining, especially on days when I don't see a good setup. I have gotten better with not trading on some days, but low-key the longer I go without taking a good trade or win kind of keeps adding some sort of mental baggage on me that I'll carry on to the next day, where I'll eventually snap like on Friday. So I just gotta get better by not carrying that over each day, I guess.